a blind piano player, wrestler, long distance runner, and a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions across the U.S., are here to tell their story of their unique and incredible journey together. Welcome to the Nancy and Mike Show. Nancy and Mike will engage you with some of the most unimaginable and heartwarming stories of their extraordinary life. So please welcome your hosts, Nancy and Mike.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorek.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. God inspired. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. Today's show is show number 43.
Yep.
And today's date is May 16th. And that particular day, which is today,
Yeah.
has what I call very eventful days, and that's going to be one of the topics on this show. And it's going to be, I'm not going to start out with it because there was a topic I had the last 2 weeks that I didn't finish.
Oh, okay.
And I think the reason I didn't finish because I'm not sure that I understood the point to it, but maybe I could explain it.
Okay.
It has to do with Hakeem Jeffries,
All right. I know who he is.
and he was talking about the black vote versus how it was in relationship to how it is today. And his conclusion was that it was 12% for the nation, and now it's 16%. So it went up 4 percentage points for the Republicans. But 12% is 88% failure. 16% is 84% failure. And I don't know if he was trying to push racial districting or what his deal is. I still can't figure it out.
Well,
And
that's why, because you understand numbers, and I don't think he does.
one of the things, what do you do about this? If you get a situation where in any subject matter, I don't care if it's a waitress, a doctor's office, a car mechanic, that's 84% failure, it's not justified. And nobody wants to have a doctor who's 84% failure. You go to your doctor appointment and he kills your spouse because 84% of the time he doesn't do the right thing with his surgeries or his diagnosis or whatever the case may be. There is bad consequences for failure.
Oh, yeah.
And the same thing, you could buy a brand new car and you take it in to be tuned or different things that you would do for a car mechanic.
Uh-huh.
And if you're 84% failure, he may ruin your new car, the car mechanic. And yet we don't justify that. Or let's say you go to a restaurant with a group and the waitress is playing at 16% accuracy, and the people are at the table and they all ordered, and the waitress comes and brings the food. Nobody's food is the way it's supposed to be because of the high inaccuracy figures,
Not too good.
and it's something that we don't want to see as a doctor or a car mechanic or a restaurant, but it's okay in voting. I never understood that. How do we resolve that problem? I think the answer is this: we have to have lessons teaching people how to vote. I don't.
In schools, they used to teach the history of a government and the rules and understandings of the beginning of the country and what we wanted to have a country that was balanced by different groups. And I think they don't teach that in high school.
Yeah, in American history, they did teach that, and I don't know what the solution is because uh, if you continue to allow these figures to persist, and it doesn't matter what race it is or anything like that, that's irrelevant.
We need
Uh,
to have better
People need to
understanding.
have what we need is better understanding
Yes.
and not judging people for the color of their skin, but we have to have better understanding of how to improve on this.
And to discern rather than judge. People like to look down their nose and think they're superior than uh, having a better understanding of the different uh, outcomes and what this would cause and what that would cause. And if you have patience and understanding, you can come up with good outcomes, I think.
And one of the problems is we are so divisive nowadays, and there are more people than I'm 79 years old, and I have never seen this country as divisive as it is today. And we've got a lot of people who are rooting for Iran in this war. And we got a lot of people who literally hate this country
I know.
and they want the worst possible thing for that. And if somebody hates America, to me, that's a form of treason. And I don't know how you resolve that because I don't know how you measure that. But anyway, that's one of the things that I meant to cover last 2 weeks, and I didn't finish that subject. And not that now that I have finished the subject, I don't know if it really accomplishes anything. But before I get to the topic of the day, which is eventful days, one thing I said that I would talk about is the NBA draft lottery, which I haven't been interested in. I have been interested in for years. And next year they're going to make changes to it because they think that too many teams are losing on purpose.
That's no good.
And I agree with that. I don't know
You
what
noticed that.
yeah, but I don't know what the new rules are that could create less tanking. I don't know what they are.
No.
I'll have to wait till next year.
Right.
But this year I listened to it, and the number one draft went to Washington. Now, I have seen Washington get the number one pick and throw their pick away. Now, what do I mean by throw your pick away? You draft a guy, here's what they do.
Okay, I'm listening.
You draft a guy from another country who will never play in this country. He's under contract for his country.
Oh, so it's a waste.
It's what I call a throwaway pick.
And people are yearning for that first pick. And then you do that? It's
Yes, and I understand
What?
that Washington's not going to do that this year.
Good.
That they made a trade for Anthony Davis, who, in my opinion, is by the boards. I think he's all shot. And when you get players who are always getting hurt,
Oh, I know.
like Anthony Davis, like Embiid, I wonder if Jason Tatum is going to fall under that category.
I really like
I
him.
like
I
him.
hope
He's
not.
only 28 years old, but he sits out game number 7. He sits out a death game. That's got to be a serious issue in order for that to happen, regardless of who you're for.
I know.
And
I was shocked to see him have regular clothes on.
yeah, and I mean, Embiid was there for game number 7, and he was great, but it killed him for the next series. He couldn't come back for the next series. He was great for that one game, and then
Is it? Is it that he didn't know how to pace himself?
I have no idea. I think that I honestly, I think the answer is this guy has had a lot of injuries in his time, and I think he just gets injured very easily. And I'm not even sure if the injuries that he has gotten in the past, if they have healed or not.
Oh, okay.
So it could be any number of things why people are so injury prone. But you see it in every sport, but mainly in basketball. And so that's the deal with the basketball situation.
That was the ping pong
And
thing.
yeah, and
Ping pong
one of the
balls.
things with the basketball thing, and this is crazy, crazier than anything I've ever seen.
What? What?
How many games are not televised?
Oh, I know.
They
Amazon,
they
Amazon.
televise the games on a Saturday and Sunday, but during the week they don't televise any games,
I don't get
and
it.
you wonder what the commissioner's trying to do to the sport. And uh, I was listening to Lee Hacksaw Hamilton yesterday,
Hmm.
who's the guy I've been listening to since 1983. Great, great knowledge of sports.
He knows his sport.
He knows his sports. But anyway, he was talking yesterday about how many NFL games from other countries they will allow the other countries to hold our games, and yet, even in playoff games, black out those games for TV for the American people. And the question it raises, whose side are these people on? How stupid can they be? And but anyway, this is what they're doing. This is they call it the new thing. And or what do you call that? The new school. Well, the new school is straight from hell. And
Especially for people who are not really into computers and Amazon and all this stuff. It's not right.
well, the computer has become Almighty God. We all know that. It's not the God we worship in church.
No,
It's
it's a high priority for a lot of people.
the computer has become Almighty God.
Well, we're going to
So
a break.
anyway,
We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Mike Zorik, a 3-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a 6-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2 thirds, and 2 fourths. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorick, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorick has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of The Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on The Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorick.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. Now that I've gotten through these first subjects, I'm going to what I consider to be the topic of the day.
Oh, yeah, the history of you, huh?
And it's, it's somewhat historic.
Yeah.
And today is May 16th. Now, we had an incident, or I did, where I was wrestling in college, and my college record was okay, nothing spectacular. I was 23 wins and 10 losses.
Yeah, not that great.
Which is, take it or leave it.
Right?
I was used to going 10-0 every year and 28-1 in my last 3 high school years. And
so when you made it to college, it was harder, huh?
It was harder. I mean, California State is a very tough wrestling state.
And they wanted to give you different contact than you had in high school. That was another thing you had.
They wanted to give me arm-in-arm contact, which is better than they got now. Now they just have fingertip touch. And no blind wrestler is ever going to break my record with fingertip touch. I can tell you that. That's
not good for totally blind
wrestlers. Not good for blind wrestlers. But anyway, that's what they got today.
Yep.
And my records are never going to be touched because of that.
What?
Even if somebody comes up that's better than I was, they can't touch my records with that kind of contact. But anyway.
Yes.
We had Coach Hand, like your hands.
Okay. Yeah.
He was the coach. And I'm going to set this up.
What college was this? LACC?
Los Angeles City College.
Okay.
It was a junior college. I had to go to a junior college because my grades in school were not very good. I'm not very good at sitting in the classroom.
Okay.
If you didn't know that before, you know it now. So I'm never that good at sitting in the classroom. I was great in math and subjects that involved a lot of reading. I don't have good reading comprehension. I never did, and I still don't to this very day. But anyway, I could not go into a regular college, tried to get to UCLA, but my grades weren't good enough.
Okay, so this junior college, it was good for you though.
It was good for me, and I'll tell you, one of the things that they had when I was in college, which was the late '60s, early '70s.
Right?
Now that's not a rule anymore, but they had a rule where freshmen could not compete in varsity sports,
Huh,
and, they changed the rule later on,
good.
but, I was a freshman, and I couldn't be on the varsity team unless I went to a junior college. So when I found out that I couldn't get into UCLA and I had to go to a local junior college, I was happy with that because a junior college is a 2-year college, and I was able to wrestle varsity in my freshman year.
Cool.
So that was the deal with that. And uh, Coach Hand couldn't have been nicer to me than he was. He was super nice. And we had an athletic director. His name was Hunt. We had Hand and Hunt,
Two
the
H's.
H's.
H.
And he was very nice. And next week, uh, the show is going to be about things that are beyond belief.
Okay, cool. I'm
But
interested.
it happened to me.
Uh-huh.
And
Neat.
the athletic director, I think his name was Tom Hunt, he saved me from a very serious critical situation.
Oh, good.
But
Good.
I'm going to talk about that next week. That's not for today's show.
All right.
And so anyway, I also here's another H guy. His name is Ernie Holmes. Now, Ernie Holmes was what we had. These people were called counselors.
Oh,
Now, what a counselor does, he gets together with the student and helps them to make out their upcoming schedule for the next semester. And one of the things this Holmes guy wanted to do was stop me from wrestling.
boy.
And so, anyway, he said, "Well, you're good against the blind wrestlers, but you'll never compete in the sighted world. You got some very tough sighted wrestlers in this state of California," which he was right about.
Yeah,
All right. But the way the thing went down, I had to find this out for myself.
of course.
Nobody's going to talk me into
Mm-mm.
not going out for the wrestling team. So we had Holmes, we had Hunt, and we had Hand. We had the three H's. And next week, I'm going to add another guy to the equation. But he was an S. But that's not today. And how the athletic director, Hunt, was instrumental in pretty much keeping me from dropping out of college.
Cool.
And but that's for next week's show. But anyway, we go through the wrestling season. The wrestling season went from early November to the first week of March.
Oh, all right.
Pretty much the way high school is.
Yeah, that's about the same time.
And anyway, the wrestling season had ended, and I had some injuries that year. I uh, was wrestling a guy, and he broke contact with me, and somehow I chipped a bone in my right wrist.
Mm.
And I was wrestling 3/4 of the season with a chipped bone in my right wrist. And it hurt me every time I got, when you get on your hands and knees and you got the palm of your hands on the floor. Well, when I put any weight on my right hand, it hurt my wrist. But anyway, I stuck it out and I got through the season. And I had some time off. The season ended. And I thought, well, I'm just going to let my wrist heal, which is what I did.
Right?
So, season ended in March. And we were going to go to the regional tournament. And we had two regions we could have gone to. One was would have helped me, and the other would have helped our 190 pounder. And we kept arguing back and forth. None of the other teammates would
They
say
didn't care.
what
Yeah.
region they wanted to go to because it didn't matter.
Right.
But
you
my
guys-
weight class, I would have placed in the top 4, and the other one, he would have placed in the top 4 for sure. They were fairly easy weight classes. So we had a stalemate. And the last minute, the coach chose Earl's region.
Ah, too bad.
I was disappointed. Now, I'll tell you why I was disappointed. I thought they might choose my regional, the one where I would have done better. I thought that because I was a sophomore and he was a freshman. So this was my final year.
Ah, that makes sense.
And I thought because I was a sophomore and he was a freshman, they might go my way, but they didn't.
It's logical.
Now, here's what happened. I had to dry out to make weight.
Mm-hmm.
And my region had every good 115 pounder in the state was in my region, the one that we chose to go to.
That figures.
Now, here's what happened. We got there
Yeah.
on a Saturday. Everything was shut down.
What happened?
The regionals were held Friday.
And how about the one that you wanted to go to?
We were too far away to get there in time.
Ah,
So everybody missed out. Their season
Everybody
ended.
suffered.
Nobody even got to go to any regional tournament.
boy, the coach made the wrong mistake.
Yeah, and there was a disappointment. It was a disappointment for everybody because nobody wants to end on a mistake like that.
What did the coach say to you? Did he say anything?
No. But anyway,
Mm.
the season had ended early for all our guys,
Mhm.
and because we went on the wrong day, we should have gone on Friday instead of Saturday. And I'm letting my wrist heal, and my wrist was getting better. I wasn't doing a whole lot with it. And then I was in the gym, and I had this running gadget my uncle made for me,
It was amazing.
so that I could run around the track on my own. It straddled the curb, had roller skate wheels, and I held on to it and pushed it along the track.
With the broom handle, he
With the
pushed
broom handle, I pushed, and I was able to run 10 miles a day if I chose. And I'm still doing a lot of running.
Right?
And then all of a sudden, I get through running, I come in, and I'm getting dressed. And I come out of the locker room, and my coach, Hand, calls me into his office. I'm thinking, what could he possibly want? The season's over, right? So I go into his office, and he says, there is a tournament at Cal State Fullerton that would be a good experience for you. I think you should go.
Whoa, we're coming to a break and let's see what happens. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. Stay tuned.
Author, Radio show host and coach, John M. Hawkins, reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorek.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live from YouTube in Florida. So anyway,
He said there's this tournament you could go to.
yeah, and I was interested in going because I wanted to check out to see how my wrist was.
And
And
you got your weight down.
I got my weight down. I got my weight way down.
Good.
I was doing a lot of running, and I'm thinking, well, how am I going to get there? Who's going to drive me to this tournament? It's about 50 miles.
Whoa.
So anyway, my uncle's going to take me.
Oh, good.
My Uncle Steve
Uncle Steve.
takes me to the tournament. It's a Friday and Saturday, May 15th and 16th. I get on the scale. I was 109.
Whoa.
The weight class was 114.
Uh-huh.
And I thought to myself, how would I have done if I could have just lost 4 more pounds? I'd be in the 105-pound class, which at that time was the lowest weight class.
Right.
Anyway, I didn't make it.
No,
I was
okay.
109.
That's fine.
So I had to wrestle 114. And anyway, I'm hearing the announcer announce all these names.
Yeah.
And every weight class, they're having Olympic champions.
Wow. Whoa.
And I thought it was a local tournament, okay?
Must be something special.
And I'm thinking, what are all these Olympic champions doing at this local tournament? Well, one thing led to another,
Mhm.
and I wrestled a good tournament.
Good.
And Nancy has a photo of it.
You're my favorite photo.
And anyway, to make a long story short,
Yeah.
I got 3rd place in the tournament. And after everything was said and done, I was kind of worn out. And we got up on the award stand because I knew I was going to get something for 3rd
Right.
place.
Good play.
And the announcer said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we made history today.
Woo.
For the first time, a blind wrestler has placed in the national tournament." And I didn't know it was the nationals, and I said to myself, "National?" I was dumbfounded. What have I gotten myself into?
And I tell you, the smile on his face is, he's glowing. He's so happy. I love that.
So anyway, he announced that we made history that night. That
And all your tiredness went away.
yeah, my tiredness went away, and I went back to my uncle's house. It was like 12 o'clock midnight, and I went back to his house. I slept at his house. He didn't drive me back to my apartment.
Okay.
I didn't sleep a single minute that night.
You're so happy.
I was so happy. I was so excited. I didn't sleep a bit, not one lousy minute. And I I came to the kitchen the next day. He said, "How'd you sleep?" I said, "I didn't sleep." He said, "I thought you were so tired." I said, "No, I was tired until I found out what had happened, and anyway,
Was he happy for you?
yes, he was.
Yeah.
And I was very happy about it. But then I got an idea.
What?
May 18th, Monday, May 18th. What am I going to do? I got to do something. So what did I do? I brought my award to school. It was able to fit my briefcase,
Yeah.
and I went to the counselor's office.
The one who tried to discourage you
The
not
one
to even wrestle.
who told me I shouldn't wrestle, that I can't compete against
Yeah.
sighted
Very
competition.
discouraging guy.
Now, the two guys that finished ahead of me in that tournament, both of them were Olympic medalists.
Yeah. So you're in
And,
big company.
it was a tough weight class. And anyhow, I went to his office and he said, "Can I help you?" I said, "I hope so." So I reached in my briefcase and took the trophy out, third in the nation, and I showed it to him. And he paused and I said, this is not too bad for someone who can't wrestle against sighted competition." And he threw his chair against the wall and he told me, "Don't waste my time." I left that office, I'm telling you, uh, I was almost as happy as I was for placing in the nationals. Not quite, but it was up there.
Oh yeah.
And I saw this guy was stewing in his juices because I proved him wrong.
Yep.
So anyway, that guy's name was Holmes. We didn't have Hunt this week, but Hunt will show up next week. But anyway, Nancy's going to do her wonderful thing.
Yeah, I found something that I think kind of goes with that story. Um, I have this translation of the Bible. It's called the Passion, and it's just the New Testament, but it also has Psalms. And we were just reading it today, and I thought, well, this kind of fits.
Yeah, it does.
So this is David, and here's what David says: "For they have set a trap for me. Frantic fear has me overwhelmed. But look, the very trap they set for me has sprung shut upon themselves instead of me." Woohoo! I love that. That's from uh, Psalms 57, and it starts at, oh, this is so teeny. I think it starts 8. Psalm 57, 8. And very good, David. I'm glad to hear it. And then today, our daily bread. This is one of the verses we really love from John. John 10:10. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. Jesus has come that they may have life. Yes. And so this says, we sometimes find ourselves victimized by the evil in our world. God invites us to practice the discernment where we can recognize the voice of our enemy, and uh, the enemy wants to steal, kill, and destroy. So then at the bottom here it says, sincere seekers of truth aren't exempt from the schemes of those who don't have their best interest at heart. Holy Spirit gives us discernment to recognize the true voice of God. And I really think that I know just yesterday it happened that I have a problem with not knowing who's who and writing down what they want from me, what they're offering me, and I get confused. So I'm going to have to start keeping notes of who's offering something and what it costs and what it actually is, because I do get confused, and we have so many charities right now asking for money, and I have to be more organized. I'm sure some people have bookkeepers and stuff like that, but I'm trying to do it all. And I do look in Mike's checkbook to see, well, when was the last time we gave to this organization? But we both of us need to be more organized, because there's people
There's so much stuff
who,
I
who
can't
want
remember
to take
everything.
advantage of us by us getting confused and overwhelmed, right, Mike?
We forget when we paid them last, and
Yeah.
but who's who has been charging us every 2 weeks. It used to
But
be
it's not who's who. This one yesterday, it wasn't who's who,
the one I was 631 area code.
and so I thought it was who's who. I don't know. It's from New York, but anyway, they said, well, you already said you would do it, so okay. But I got to keep track what I'm doing and what I'm not doing, and I don't need any more of this stuff. I don't need any awards about how great my art is and all this stuff, because I'm getting old. That's it. I don't have to sell paintings. If somebody wants to buy paintings, fine, but I'm not pushing to sell, right?
Yeah,
And with your book, Making Weight,
I'm not. I haven't sold a single copy since we moved to
yeah.
Florida,
So
and
Mike used to sell copies when he'd have a piano concert. Oh, I think Mike might have found a piano teacher. We'll see. And we got the piano tuned, so I'm interested to hear you start practicing again. But anyway, that's it for me, hun.
okay, good, because that's where I was going next.
Okay.
The highlight of my week, and what's happening. I'm thinking we're losing our friends, and we're losing our friends moving out of the state. And I'm thinking, we're both 79 years old, and I will tell you this: Nancy's healthier than I am. My blood pressure's too high. I'm 96 pounds overweight. And anyway,
Yeah.
I still think that these friends of mine are throwing me into the lion's den.
Aw, hun.
And it concerns me. And the fact of the matter is, we pray every day that we go together.
Yes.
But I need a lot of help because we live in a sighted world, with reading the mail, laundry, grocery shopping, driving me places. And my friends are throwing me to the lions. And I'm thinking, what if Nancy dies before me? How am I going to survive without any friends? Now, why do I ask that question?
Because you're concerned.
I am concerned. And, I had 3 years of serious kidney stones, and I had bladder cancer that almost killed me last June. And our best friends saved my life last year,
Thank goodness. And they're still our friends.
and they're still very good friends.
Mhm.
But I need more than just them. And anyway, to make a long story short, the highlight of this week for me, you called this girl.
Well, we have a break and we'll find out about this girl that called. Take care.
What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation. Mike Zorek, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorek, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorek has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorek.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. And why I'm mentioning this, Krista,
Yeah.
is scriptural.
Oh, it is?
Yes, it is.
Cool.
And I'm finding out from our conversation, she has a wonderful heart.
Yes.
She has a great personality.
Yes, she sounded really sweet.
And I'm thinking, well, if she can help me with my music, I think she's going to be able to.
I think so.
But if the worst scenario happens and she can't, I want to be friends with her because, like I say, I'm losing my friends.
And we need to develop friendship.
We need to develop friendships, and I don't want to be thrown into the lion's den. But anyway, what it made me think of was this. I was thinking about 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7.
Huh?
Now, if what that scripture is, man looks at the physical, God looks at the heart.
Oh, I like that scripture.
No, because my eyes never worked. I have no choice. I have to look at the heart. And I always ask myself when I meet somebody, what are their fruits? What kind of fruits do they bear?
Yep.
Because Jesus says, by their fruits you shall know them.
And
Well,
when we were just friends, you tried to teach me that.
yeah, because that's what I go by. I don't have my eyes. So if you wanted to think of me as someone who doesn't like certain people, who might be a racist or something like that, if that's the case, the problem is not mine, it's theirs.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know what that is. Anything that's looks orientated or visual, I know nothing about that. So I have no other way to judge people than by their fruits.
I remember this girl who was helping us with the book, with Mike's book, Making White. She said, Mike, you never said anything what Nancy wore at your wedding.
I don't even remember what I wore at the wedding, so I don't know what the significance of that was.
Is non-visual.
Yeah. So anyway, she has a great personality, and I'm looking for friends besides a piano teacher. And so, regardless of what happens, I want something out of this.
Yes, me too.
And because I'm in,
Like to make a nice, feminine, silly, happy girl.
because, I have to do this for my own survival.
Me too.
Uh, and what if I go first?
I know.
Does Nancy want to spend the rest of her life loneliness?
No.
And we're both getting up there in age, and hey, one of these days we might need a caregiver sometime. And that day is not quite here yet,
No.
but
Thank you. Thank you, God.
we're getting old and we're going in the wrong direction. We're both 79, and Nancy will be 80 before I am. But that's the deal with this. And I wanted to mention this scriptural thing because it's relevant.
Yes.
And we don't want just people to say they're our friend. We want people who have good fruits as friends.
And we want to share our good fruits with them. Be friends.
Absolutely.
That's how it goes.
So it's like we all work together to make the relationship better. And that's my way of looking at this. And anyway, I got to call her
Yep.
and see where we go. But I'm optimistic. Also, we got the piano tuned.
Yes. He was very nice, wasn't
And,
he? The
yeah, he
piano
was very
tuner.
nice. And he's a very nice guy.
And he said he appreciates our Christmas cards every year, and his wife likes them too.
Yeah.
So that's part of the friendship building. Communication.
And we had this other guy, uh these this couple who saved my life when I had the uh bladder cancer.
Yeah.
And this guy is a mailman, and he said, "Well, if you need any help, maybe I could drive you to some emergency." But
Yeah.
he got very sick,
He did.
and I don't even know where he is now.
I have to
Uh,
call him.
we get our mail now around 6 o'clock at night,
Well,
and
he's not working. I hope
he's not. He's
we got
obviously not working, but he spent a lot of time in the hospital. And I guess what eventually happened to him, nobody seems to know what's wrong with this guy. And
he had to go to a different
he
hospital.
had to go to a different hospital. And I kind of feel like he's not doing well. But anyway, that can't be helped.
No.
And we pray for him every day. And
Yep, we do.
that's the deal with this. And I did mention next week I'm going to talk about Hunt, Holmes, and Hand.
And Holmes was the guy, he got all upset. He threw his chair across the room and told you to get out of here. He didn't have time for you, right?
But the main star is the athletic director, Thomas Hunt.
Yeah.
He's the guy that'll be the main star of next week.
Well, stay tuned and listen to us next week, and we'll finish that good story. Okay, Mike?
Yep.
Okay, this is the Nancy and Mike Show. Take care, guys.
This has been the Nancy and Mike Show. Tune in each week and become part of the conversation of the amazing journey of Nancy and Mike.